All right, so today's story time involves my mom in honor of Mother's Day. Hi, Mom. So, one year, I want to say it was probably around Christmas because all five daughters and my mom were all at our place in Montana, which very rarely happens that we're all together. We're all spread out. And so, let me back up and say our house in Montana used to be a restaurant. It was amazing. Oh my gosh, like huge kitchen, bar, etc. My parents did a really good job converting it to a home. It was a really cool place. So, anyways, but there were like some weird things about it that went along with it having been a restaurant and bar. So, um, we were all up there, and there was a weird smell, like kind of like a gas smell. And my mom was freaking out about it, as you do, and couldn't quite figure out where it was coming from, etc. And she was like, "Should I call the fire department? I don't know what to do." And we were all kind of like, "I don't know, Mom. I'm sure it's fine, but like, yeah, I mean, I guess you should maybe call the fire department and have someone come check it out because that would be a real bummer if we all perished from carbon monoxide poisoning or the house blows up or something. Just anyways, let's get it checked out." So my mom calls the fire department, and a few minutes later, prompt response time. I mean, there probably were only like four or five guys, but it felt like 12 dudes, like strapping Montana lads, all in their fire gear, come like tromping into the house. And my sisters and I'm pretty sure everyone, Jessica, I don't know if Jessica was single at that time. Probably not. She may have been taken, engaged, married. I'm not sure. The timeline is a little unclear. Anyways, most of us were single. Some of us inappropriately young. Us, not me, the younger girls. But anyways, we were like, is this really happening? And like, we're like a little bit embarrassed that it's happening because there's all these like really handsome guys stomping around the house. But at the same time, we were like, good job, Mom. Thanks for that. And I still, to this day, I'm not sure if she was just trying to set us up or if she really was suspicious of the smell. But, anyways, shout out to you, Mom. Thanks. You always have our back. So, while we're on the subject of meeting firefighters in Montana, another great way to meet a man in Montana, also, sidebar, probably don't take my advice because I am persistently single. I love being single. That's not a complaint. But I'm telling these stories as if I have this great advice to give. Turns out I do not. However, let me continue. So, putting your car in the ditch is a great way to meet a guy in Montana because a lot of these men are driving around. They're in their trucks, they're in their Jeep, they're in some sort of utility vehicle, and they cannot wait to use it and help someone. I think the only time I actually had to have a wrecker come was when I actually drove my car off a cliff. I mean, it was more of like a really steep hill, but I like to say it was a cliff. It's more dramatic. I didn't like really drive it off the cliff. I was going downhill and started fishtailing. Someone was coming, whatever. I went over. It was all fine. But I landed upside down, and so thus the average Montanan with a pickup truck could not just tow me out. However, this time, a really hot guy, like stopped, ran down, helped me get out of the car. I don't remember what his name was, but I remember running into him for like years afterwards in town and just being like googly eyed over him. Whatever your name was, thank you, sir. So there was him, and then also obviously an ambulance came. I mean, I was totally fine. I was going like 30 miles an hour. It's just super icy. And I even had studded tires. So, anyways, that's the only time that I could not have someone tow me out. But there were other times. I swear I'm not actually a bad driver. It's just that I lived out in the middle of nowhere in Montana. So I slid into the ditch on a rare occasion. And there was always a helpful gentleman ready to tow me out. And yeah, so there's my other advice is try to just gently put your car in the ditch though, because you don't actually want any damage. You just want to be able to get in and then get it pulled back out. Versus I don't recommend going upside down off a cliff. That one was more expensive. But anyways, there's some more dating advice.